Okay guys, so we're going to be working on our lesson on simplifying radical expressions today. So the first thing we want to kind of talk about is we're going to list our perfect square roots. So if it were me, I would get a separate sheet of paper and we're going to list out all of the perfect roots that we talked about last year, and we've kind of addressed them a little bit this year. So I'm going to start out the square root of 1, and if you guys remember, that is 1. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 64 is 8. Square root of 81 is 9. Over here we can do the square root of 100 is 10. The square root of 121 is 11. The square root of 144 is 12. And if you guys remember, a root basically is just a number times itself that many times. So in this case, these are perfect. They come out nice. At the beginning of this chapter, we talked about what happens if it's not one of these numbers. It's not a perfect root, and it's an irrational number. And then we went on to find the decimal of that to the hundreds place, and we had our little process. We did that. But what we're going to do today is we're going to deal with roots that are not perfect, that involve letters. And what do we do with those if we just simply want to simplify them instead of find the exact answer? Okay, so product property of square roots. For any non-negative real number a and b, the square root of a and b is equal to the square of the root of a times the square root. So basically what that means is we are going to take these numbers and we are going to break them down. Okay, and we're going to simplify them. So square root of 80. If we go back and look at our list, square root of 80 is not on here. It's not perfect. Okay, but we want to simplify this as much as we can. And we do that by breaking it apart into two numbers, or however many numbers you can multiply together to get 80. And I want one of those to be a perfect root so I can simplify it. So if I'm thinking about the number 80 and what two numbers I can multiply together, I can multiply 16 times 5. 16 times 5 does equal 80. And 16 is one of those perfect roots. And so that's kind of my goal, to get two numbers, one of them being a perfect root. So if I take the square root of 16, that would be 4. It comes out of the root, and then I'm left with 5 on the inside. And that's my answer. So we're trying to find those perfect roots, get them out of there, leave what's left. And this would be a way to simplify a root that is irrational without going to the decimal. Okay, so 54. Trying to find two numbers I can multiply together to get 54, hopefully one of them being a perfect root. So 54 would be 9 times 6. Square root of 9 is 3. It's gone. And then on the inside, I am left with 6. Okay. 24. So again, try to think, of that list of the roots that we had on there, looking for a number I can multiply by to get 24. Okay. And square root of 24, I can take 4 times 6. 4 comes out as a 2. What would be left is 6. So 2 square root of 6. 13. So if I'm trying to break apart 13, what are the numbers I can multiply 13 by? Well, 1 and 13. And neither one of those is a perfect root. So this one would just be already simplified. Square root of 52, and again, I'm looking at that list, trying to find two numbers I can multiply by to get 52, and it would be 4 times 13. Square root of 4 is 2. 13 is left inside the root. 72, okay, looking at your perfect root sheet, what two numbers can you multiply together to get 72? I could do 9 and 8, but that's not the greatest one. I want to pick the bigger of the two, and so I would have 36 times 2 would work on that. Square root of 36 is 6, square root 2 left. Okay. Now let's mix it up and put some letters in here. Okay, same thing. Again, I want to look at 90 first. So what two numbers can I multiply? So I've got 9 and 10. And then I want to break apart my variables into squares. Okay, so x to the third would be x squared times x, because remember when you multiply, add them, you get to the third. So that would be x squared, 1x. Now z, it's to the 5th power. So again, thinking about roots, I can have z 4, and then that leaves me with 1z left. Okay, I'm going to take out the perfect roots. So square root of 9 is 3. It's gone. Square root of x squared is just 1x. Square root of z4, okay, square root of 4 would be z to the 2nd. Sorry, I forgot y. Let me go back. And that would be y to the 4th. Okay, and then the y would come out. Square root of 4 would be to the 2nd. And then what is left on the inside would be 10x and 1z. And technically, if we're going to do this right, you would want to write your variables in order. So x squared, z squared, square root 10x. Okay, let's do another one of that. Okay, 32, so start there. What numbers can I multiply together? I've got, let's see, 16 times 2. Okay, that's how I can get a perfect. R squared, so we're going to leave that one. K to the 4th, we're going to leave that one because that's a perfect square. And then t to the 5th, so I can do t to the 4th times t. We're going to take out those roots. So square root of 16 is 4. Square root of r to the 2nd would just be r, because r square root of 2 is 1. Okay. K to the 4th would be k squared. Same thing with t to the 4th. It would be t squared. What is left on the inside is 2t. 28. So again, thinking about those perfect roots, got 4 times 7. A squared. We want to make b a square, and so that would make 1b left. Take out our perfect squares. So square root of 4 would be 2. Square root of a to the 2nd would be a. B to the 2nd would be b. What's left on the inside is 7 and a b. And our last one, so 75. So the biggest numbers there I have would be 25 and 3. I only have one q, so I can't make it anything it's not. R to the 3rd, I can break that into an r to the 2nd and an r. Okay, so square root of 25 is 5. Q, nothing I can do. Square root of r to the 2nd, remember that would just be r. And what is left on the inside is 3, a q, and an r. Okay. So you guys don't have any homework or anything tonight, but what you do need to do is you need to check for any missing work that you have. If you have all of that done, you need to make sure you get your con. So that's what you need to do whenever you guys log off here. Stay busy. See you guys tomorrow.